innovative content, global audience.
Good morning, world. Yes, it's another Wednesday here in the Federal Capital Territory. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess KESSY. I have with me as usual on the show.
Patience, OKOSUN.
How was your night, Patience?
It's fine. Good morning, Princess.
Good morning.
How you doing? You look good.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Yes, we have a lot of trending issues. Of course, we know people are still the resident doctors. They have refused to back down.
Yeah.
As far as they are concerned, no peace talk. At this point, they will have to go on the strike, since that is the only language we seems to understand in these parts of the world. I do hope that they will just let it just be a one strike, because we know they take care of the heads of people. The last time they went on strike, people suffered, a lot of people died, and a lot of things happened. We don't want to witness that again. Please, we are still begging on behalf of Ngigi and the federal government, pity your patient and everyone. And of course, we have a lot of other trending issues from tense NAS leadership. That part also is still there. Anyway, these are not strange. Of course, they are always things that you should expect anytime there's an election. Or
this is yes, actually.
We move on quickly now before the newspaper reviews. I'm going to be coming with a guest later to discuss on some of issues that has to do with us as a people, how to improve and progress the nation. My guest will be coming in. He will be calling, joining us from Lagos this morning. But before then, I'll move on quickly now to the newspaper reviews. And I'm going to kickstart with This Day newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories coming from This Day newspaper. The big headline here says, Hajibri, broken Tinubu, Kwankwaso meeting in France. Ex-Kano governor may join government of national unity. President-elect allegedly proposes reconciling Ganduje and predecessor. All the stories on page 12 of This Day newspaper. We have a story here that says presidency, rising inflation not peculiar to Nigeria, challenge global. That story is on page 12 of This Day newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says government killed 2 U.S. embassy staff, 2 security officials in Anambra. That story is on page 12 as well of This Day newspaper. We also have a story here that says BBC investigations like Premium Times show Obi not Tinubu won in Rivers, contrary to Wike's loud claims. And the writer says a result from IRA in Rivers alone may not have altered outcome of presidential poll. Now that story is on page 12 of This Day newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Arewa youths, Naira redesign policy has reduced banditry, terrorism. And that story is on page 8 of This Day newspaper. We also have a story here that says Buhari back from UK. You can see the picture there. The president is back. Welcome to our president.
Yeah, welcome back home.
As usual, we welcome you home. Like the saying, no place like home.
No place like home.
And the good thing about our politicians is that when they travel, they will still have to come back. They don't have a choice.
Definitely, they don't have a choice. Not like ordinary citizens that will want to go and stay there.
Yes, so they will still have to come back. But of course, they have a lot of things to do here as well. So welcome to the president. There is a story here that says government killed 2 U.S. embassy staff, 2 security officials in Anambra. That is a very sad one.
Yeah.
And also, I like the story here that says Arewa youths, Naira redesign policy has reduced banditry, terrorism.
At that time, during the scarcity of Naira notes, if you observe, you will notice that there were no lot of kidnap.
Yes.
Because even there's no money.
You can't
transfer.
No way
you can do
transfer will fail.
So
you can't use your card. You can't have access to cash.
Of course, at that time, so a lot of terrorism acts were reduced. But how about now? Now we're having more cash flow again. We're still hoping that the
it will
acts
continue to reduce.
will continue to reduce.
That is the prayers. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we
Newspaper
have.
this morning coming from the Vanguard newspaper. The big headline says federal government incurs 36.8 trillion naira trillion naira deficit in 8 years under Buhari. And then the writer here says record 32 trillion naira revenue, spent 68 trillion naira, 77% of deficit incurred in 4 years. Now you find that story on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says 10th nurse come early, avoid Saraki like coup, Adamu tells Akpabio, Baron, others. You find that story also on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. We have a story here that says Buhari baffled by pervasive level of corruption coming from the presidency. You find that story on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Enifeles Naira, we have a story here that says Emifele Naira redesign cop terrorism. Arewa youth tells Matawali. You find that story on page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says 4 U.S. embassy staff killed in Anambra. And then the writer says embassy staff come under attack by gunmen in Ogboru area of Anambra. Now you find that story on page 16 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. We have a story also that says assault, court order Sheon Kuti's detention. Okay, you'll find that story on page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And so we have a story also that says Nivea secures 20 billion naira commercial paper upsize. Now these are the story coming from the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Well,
There's a lot. I feel sorry for the U.S. embassy in Anambra. This story that says 4 U.S. embassy staff killed in Anambra.
I really just hope this government will not throw us into more problems that we already are saying, because these are some of these people are foreigners. Please, this is not right. The security
really
agency will have to look into that immediately. And also court orders Sheon Kitty's detention. I told her, I saw where, you can, that is why you say you cannot trust on some of these social media stories, because they are not censored. They just find their way into the internet space. I thought he was released yesterday.
Yeah, I think I saw that also. He was granted bail.
Yes, so I'm surprised that he's still under custody. And we have this Buhari baffled by perceived level of corruption. And needless to say that during his campaign, I remember then, this was just like yesterday, I used to do vox pop on Buhari's corruption mandate, because that was the number one. And then I would go to Secretariat, Federal Secretariat, I do vox pop. Those civil servants like, yes, we're happy. That's the only thing we need. Corruption, we have to go. And today we are still here.
Yeah. And even him himself is still baffled.
He's just like us.
Okay. Well, we hope that something the next government.
And when I remember how the wreck in Adamawa got away, I knew that we have a long way. We have a long way.
We are still sitting on a long time, actually, they say. But then, hopefully, the new government will curb corruption. I think he has made a lot of promises, and let's wait and see what he has to offer.
Yes, and then we move on quickly now to the next newspaper we have, and that would be the Punch newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories we have making waves from the Punch newspaper. The major headline here says strike. Doctors shun talks. Medical tourism got $3 billion in 3 years. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Also have the writer says that resident doctors reject Ngege's peace moves. Decry health sector's brain drain. So the story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Before we move forward, I think this thing between the doctors and the federal government, we need a final solution.
We need a final solution, and it's for me, it's quite sad that the doctors are going on strike, putting the patients under
Jeopardy, because at the end of the
yes,
day, when they say when two elephants fight, the
fight the
grass suffer.
grasshoppers. So
At the end of the day, the patient will be at the receiving end.
and
Now look at this strike. Dr. Sean talks. Medical tourism got $3 billion in 3 years. That means practically they are all going away.
they are going away. Yeah, and now this strike that are going on is to even stop the federal government bill about the 5 years
Yes, you have to
stay
stay here,
serving
serving
5 years
before
before you
you
go.
migrate
This
to
is
any
also
other
one
country.
thing they are fighting against with the strike, and also increment in their
They
pay.
won't even accept the peace move now. They are rejecting that because they feel like the health sector is brain draining and all.
And funny enough, the federal government sees their action as being unnecessary. The federal government is still not taking them serious,
Serious.
saying they are overreacting. But I feel the federal government really needs to listen to
Yes,
these
they need
people.
to listen because this is they are dealing with people, and
Mm.
people rely on doctors. At that point, you're in pains, you don't want to hear anything. You just want to see a doctor, like the doctor I had on the show,
Mm.
on my head show last week
Yeah,
said. At that point, when patients come, they don't care whether or not the nurse rather I had on a ward a week a ward week
nursing.
nurses week.
Yes,
He said that at that point, patients do not care. That is why
yeah,
they say sometimes the nurses are wicked, they're harsh, they're
yeah.
rude. Because the doctor would have seen you, would have prescribed, but because you're in pain, you still want them to go and call the doctor over and over again. So the doctors are just there to serve the people. So I'm thinking federal government should find a way to
Two
compromise or to,
yes,
to
yeah.
resolve this issue once and
Our
for all.
doctors are actually doing well. Our doctors are trying.
And then we move quickly now with some of the headlines also coming from Punch this morning. We see here National Assembly leadership APC wants an argue on bars against offset. That story is on page 18 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Nigeria needs $12 billion to clean up oil spill. As report says, and that story is on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. We also have a story here that says strengthening anti-grift agencies. Federal government advises Tinubu. That story is on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Army rewards 58 soldiers with bicycles, cash gifts. That story is on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. Also have a story here that says manufacturers threaten shutdown over excess duty hike. And that story is on page 10 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says court remands Shale Kitty. Police come home for exhibits. That story is on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Anambra government killed two U.S. consulate officials with cops. That story is on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. Now, this is all the stories we have from Punch newspaper this morning. It's really sad, like you said, this Anambra killing. And then sometimes too, when we tell Nigerians the youth, the count, violence is not always the way out of issues. You know somebody is doing in a war, you want to react, but sometimes when you see people with uniforms, you just need to respect them. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, I was going to drop my guest, the Ada that came for the show, The Achievers. I took her. As we were going, I noticed that she road safety had to pull me over off the road.
Mm.
I was a little bit upset. I was angry, like why? Because I'm seeing other vehicles that you are supposed to stop,
Stop.
and then you're stopping me. People that are not even wearing seatbelt. A lot of they are just passing. But now I had to pull over, and that just say, "Now wow!" And I told her that calm down. You're just trying to do your job. What I just did was like your vehicle papers, your driver's license. I had to give them everything. Madam, do you sure you have this? You have that? And like, I have everything.
Mm.
I came down like, don't worry, you can go. Like, what's in? And I told him that the last time I passed here, I spoke to your boss. You allow people pass here without seatbelt, people doing or carrying overload. You don't stop them. Why is it
And
that
then
you
why you
stop
stop
me all the
them?
time? Is it that I interview your boss all the time? So you're supposed to know your job, what you're supposed, the reason you're standing here. And madam, now. But I felt maybe he was just looking for something else anyway.
Yeah.
So I had to leave. So sometimes when they stop you, just be calm.
Yeah, it's
Just
evidence.
be.
It's in that point where you're trying to argue or drag with them that they will find me to do
I'm saying
something.
all this because of court remand Sheikh Kuti. Police
Yeah.
come home for exhibit.
Hmm.
He's there and they're searching
And they're
his house. He's
searching
going
his
to indict
house.
himself with all this. He just this gra up and down.
That's the point. There's no
Look at the
point
problem
dragging
now.
with them.
Yes. Okay, there's another story here that says manufacturers threaten shutdown over SS duty hike. We are still, thank God I have the person I'll bring it today. We're going to be talking about the duty hike as well. Car clearing duties. It's like over 40%.
I heard some persons discussing this car hike and the vehicle today that there's no car you get again for 1 million naira.
No, somebody actually called me yesterday from Canada to get a car for the parents here that I should help him and ship. And I told him that I can't because I'm going to run at lost. And at that point, he was telling me, I asked the first question I asked, what's your budget? He said 2.53 million. I said, I can't. You need that, even that money will not get you a Nigerian youth vehicle.
Wow.
Let alone clear. Only shipping is $1,200.
Wow.
Then we talk about clearing, depends on the year. I wanted to clear a car 2016, 2017 Honda, and you're telling me 2.5, 2.3 to clear. So how much am I supposed to sell the car? So I don't know what's going on. That's why, thank God, I guess yesterday said, on what basis was the president saying that the economy is stable and is leaving us well?
Exactly.
I don't get that report yesterday.
Because from every angle, everything is getting high.
Look at this, manufacturers threaten shut down over SS duty hike. Let's not even go there. We already have resident doctors, we have car clearing agents saying there are no more shipping cars, and now manufacturers want to add. Please, they shouldn't. These are some of the stories coming from Punch this morning. And then before we move on, look at this story. Strengthen anti-grift agencies. Federal government advises to, so they couldn't do it now. They are telling the incoming government to take over.
Yeah, everybody wants to advise Tinubu now.
He should. In fact, I don't envy the president-elect. He has a lot to do. He has a lot. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we'll have.
And so coming from the Nation newspaper this morning, the major headline here says, what Tinubu should do on security by IG, DSS, NSA. And then the writer here says, Soludo Uzodinma canvas state police synergy. Sanwo-Olu governors must be accessible. And this story can be found on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says APC urges senators to avoid 2050 fiasco. North Central didn't protest. You find that story on page 4 of the Nation newspaper this morning. While Hilda Basi is yet to get World Guinness Record certificate. You find that story on page 22 of the Nation newspaper this morning. Service to battle fire disaster with aircrafts. You find that story on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. U.S. mission officials fear killed in Anambra. You find that story on page 4 of the Nation newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says tariff raise threatens manufacturing business. Man wants. Okay, and then we also have a story here that says Buhari returns from London. You find that story on page 6 of the Nation newspaper this morning. We have a story here that says many killed in Plateau attack. And then we have a story also, firm increases commercial paper target to 20 billion naira. You find that story on page 4 of the Nation newspaper this morning. These are some of the stories coming from. I think there's a story here also that says pro-petition, INEC president-elect opponents live telecasts. Okay, you'll find that story on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. So why is he opposing it? I feel it's okay. You should allow people to see this thing. Nigerians are not smiling. Nigerians are not happy. They want to see.
I think at this point, when you have aggrieved people coming from every party, the best you can do
It's to be transparent.
Transparent, so that everybody knows this is the process, this was the outcome, or this is the outcome.
Exactly.
And everybody
this is what was done
peacefully.
To get to a final conclusion.
That is what they should do.
Well,
and
well, I'm talking about this why Hilda Bassi is here to get World Guinness Record certificate. What's actually delaying it?
But I don't understand Nigerians. Do you know when Nigerians went to their handle to do? They went there to cause havoc.
Well, a lot of things is happening. You know Nigerians. Well, one thing I love about Nigeria, they use everything to create joke, to make a joke out of it.
That is not right.
To make a joke.
You can't go to the Guinness World Record page and be throwing all kind of shade, all kind
because they haven't given her the
because
certificate.
You feel like you don't have right to hold onto the certificate. Do you know the arrangement? Do you know whether they were even aware from the beginning? These things, you can't just hold a world title that you did it. They give you the title. They have to go through a process. And like they said, they even released a statement that we're checking the facts. And when we're done, then we'll know what to do. Then this Nigerian youth, they went there.
It's true.
That was not even good enough, if you ask me.
It wasn't.
Anyway, we'll move on quickly now. I just really hope that her efforts will not be in vain.
That's the fear. That's my fear right now.
Standing.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
It's no joke.
We move on to the next newspaper we have, and that is the Nigerian Pilots. These are some of the stories making waves. The main headline here says, electoral process now okays independent candidacy. And the writer says, transmits bill seeking for independent candidacy for electoral contest, Buhari for asset. These stories are on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Ohaneze denies plans to participate in Tinubu's inauguration. That story is on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. We also have a story here that says, finally, Senate passes 876 billion naira NDDC 2023 budget. That story is on page 9 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says $12 billion to clean up environmental degradation in Bias State. That story is on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Army DSS police raid hideouts of insurgents in Kaduna, Kano. That story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says we won't lose sleep over visa ban, says Fani Kayode on page 5 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. We also have a story here that says Buhari returns to Nigeria after seeing his dentist. That story is on page 5 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. Also have a story here that says the minister demands ban of goods Nigeria can produce. That story is on page 9 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says scores feared killed as government invade Mogul local governments of Plateau State. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the Nigerian Pilot newspaper this morning. So the president actually went to see his dentist.
He went to see his dentist.
Wow. Interesting.
Interesting anyway.
And then we are here battling with doctors. They don't want to meet their demands. Now tell me why
you see
they won't want to go
outside. That's the same thing I want to say.
Dentist?
You went out to see a doctor outside, and
not a doctor
in Nigeria.
Be specific.
Dentist, actually, dentist.
Wow,
dentist.
That's interesting.
And then the ones here are still struggling, fighting for.
Anyway, he's our #1 citizen, so he has the right to see the dentist, even. Anyway, welcome back to the president. And there's a story here that says. Minister demands ban of goods Nigerians can produce. But do we have the resources? Will these people have access to funds? Will these people have access to power? A lot of things hinder when we talk about production. It's not about saying we can produce this bag, so let's produce it. Do you even have the means to produce it? These are the questions you should be asking. Somebody will want to say, okay, I can produce bicycle, for instance, but you will need other things to put this together, not just the production, but you need specific things to put
Put them
everything together.
together.
Do you have access to this? So when the ministers are making these demands, they should make sure also they pass these, or they do things that at the end of the day we have the manufacturers now are saying that even the people producing now telling you the height, the threatening shut down because of height. So these are some of the issues. I think you have to look into this before you now stop ban of anything we can actually produce. And this scores fear key as government include local governments of Plateau State is really sad. Plateau, yes, that is just it's really sad. If you ask me, it's really, really sad. Anyway, we move on quickly now to the next newspaper we have.
It's so coming from the Blueprint newspaper this morning. The big headline here says NAS leadership puzzle prevail on Yari, Kalu, Akpabio begs Adamu. And then the writer here says we've got 70 senators elect backing Akpabio, barring tickets in Dume. And then beware the idea of June. Don't be late to chambers. Lawmakers elect one. Zoning formula wrong, unfair to not. Yari insists. You find that story on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says criminal merchants returning Plateau to dark days. Lalong. The writer here says suspected headers kill over 30 in Mango, 7 in Benue. You find that story also on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. We have a story also that says NAS transmits independent candidacy bill for assets. NAS transmits independent candidacy bill for assets. Okay, you find that story on page 7 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. And so we have a story also that says Chinese national nabbed for illegal mining in Kaduna. You find that story, 3 Chinese nationals nabbed for illegal mining in Kaduna. You find that story on page 9 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. CBN, Arewa youth caution Tinubu on Matawale. Okay, Arewa youth caution Tinubu on Matawale. You find that story on page 7 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. NSIA to boost solar health funding with $1 billion. Okay, you find that story also on page 22 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. Bayelsa, British MP reports alleged environmental genocide. You find that story on page 5 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. Those are some of the stories making waves this morning from the Blueprint. And then there's a story that actually caught my attention, Princess.
Okay.
I heard it this morning. I was like, I'm going to come here and talk to get your opinion. NAS transmits independent candidacy bill for assets. We'll get to a point where you no longer have to come under any party. You just have to
You just come and just vibe.
say yes. And
Well, that is the thing now. We're looking forward to when we get people, capable people, not because you belong to a party. A party, B party, C party, and then people have to vote because of the party or because of the godfatherism, people backing that party or the godfathers you have, the cabals. No, you just come out on your own. And when people look at you, your mandates, and of course your past, and they know that this person is credible or we are relying on this person, I think that's the best.
I think it's the best. Me too. I really, really do hope to see that time.
Okay. We go quickly now to the next newspaper we have, and now this is the Guardian. These are some of the big stories coming from the Guardian. World Hypertension Day. Pressure, lifestyle increase, high BP among Nigerian youths. And the writer says treatments cost 1.22 trillion monthly for 76.2 million Nigerians living with ailments. Actually, I'm going to bring, that's why I didn't bring the doctor here today, because I know tomorrow's health show. I'm going to bring a doctor as regarding to this. And we know it's even so, I don't know how to describe it, that a lot of young people now living with high BP, the pressure. Now we're getting this report that the pressure of their lifestyle increase high BP among Nigerian youth. because I think when you another thing about the youth, what I've come to, I'm going to find out I'm having a show tomorrow. Another thing we talk about when we talk about BP is that Nigeria, I think we youth, we tend to want to put ourselves where we have not gotten into, and unnecessary pressure, unnecessary tension. A case study of when they had the Kabusa demolition. I wanted to bring a guy on the show. He got home and he found out that the landlord's house was demolished. And I wanted to bring him on the show. And on the second thought, you know what he told me? Princess, no. A lot of people know I'm a footballer. I'm based in Abuja. They don't know I am based in Kabusa.
Wow.
I'm living at Kabusa. Maybe they will be thinking I live in the city center now. But by the time you bring me on your show and they get to watch me, you would have exposed me to the world. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
What you are, right now you are homeless.
Yes.
And this is what you care about, what people will think. That means you've been living a lie. These are the issues. So sometimes you just put yourself on this necessary pressure. My mate is this, I want to do this. You start having issues. So please live a life of just be yourself. Whatever you can afford now, there's always tomorrow. You can afford it tomorrow. Work towards affording it tomorrow. I don't understand. And then lifestyle. A lot of people smoke, they drink, they don't sleep on time, they club, they don't eat well as well. We skip meal all the time. A lot of things we do, lifestyle. Please, health is wealth. And thank God I'm going to bring a doctor regarding to this tomorrow. And then we have another story here that says Tinubu's inauguration sacrosanct, says Afenifere as Ohaneze disowned plan to participate. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Yari kicks Akpabio leads over 40 senators to parley with National Working Committee. And that story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says beware of Matawale Arewa youths caution Tinubu Lord CBN's Naira policy. That story is on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says court remands Kuti over alleged assaults. That story is on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper. There's a story here that says resident doctors begin warning strike today, set May 29 deadline for federal government's intervention. That story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. We also have a story here that says multiple challenges cripple primary health care nationwide. That story is on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says manufacturers flay excess duty increase, call for suspension. And that story is on page 17 of the Guardian newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the Guardian newspaper. We have a story here that says resident doctor, they are not giving federal government. But that is the day of the inauguration.
Yeah, on the 29th, right?
So who are they going to hold responsible then? Is it Buhari or Tinubu that is coming, or Buhari that is
leaving? Well, I just hope the federal...
Please look at the report here that Nigerians is spend treatment cost 1.22 trillion monthly. That is a lot of money. For 76.2 million Nigerians living with the email. That means a lot of people actually have this BP. BP, please, let me tell you, viewers, if you have BP, you have to be just, you know what is peace. You know what is something they call peace. You know what is you know what they call happiness. You know what they call joy. Find a way. That should be your lifestyle, and you overcome it. I know somebody that has it, that is living that no matter what you do, this lady will not shout, she will not be angry. So learn to don't just look away. People will always get you angry. People will always make mistakes. People will always want to make you talk. Please don't react. All you have to do is to smile. Because the moment you talk, the next thing, or when you're sad, the next thing it triggers it, and
blood pressure.
You have to find your way to the hospital, and you know the cost. Look at this money being spent monthly. It's much if you ask me. So please, we are even begging. If you know you have it, know how to, the lifestyle also matters. Know the things you eat, avoid sugary stuff, avoid a lot of things. Sleep well, that is another thing. If you don't sleep well, it becomes the problem. You have to sleep at least not less than 6 hours every night. I've done this report before, and I'm talking based on what the expert told me. So you have to make sure every night you sleep above 6 hours, no matter what, so that you live healthy. Anyway, we'll have an expert tomorrow on my head show to discuss on this. So we move on quickly to
the
the next
last newspaper this morning, coming from the Punch Sports Extra. The big news here says Yankees laugh last. The writer says as Balongo dump Nigeria for U.S. men's national team. Now, I want to talk about that before I move on. They say Yankee laugh last. Actually, they're laughing at us because Balongo is actually a person.
Okay.
He dumped us and agreed to stay with them. He has actually lived.
Will you blame him?
But then Abalongo is one good player. If only our Nigerians out there that are doing well will come back to the country, where do you think we'll be today? They are all going out there to build.
But these are the issue. Look at the resident doctors. They have been crying. They have been making demands. Why not? Okay, maybe they are making demands of, if their demand is 100%, okay, we can't afford this now, let's do 50, and subsequently we do 50. There should be a compromise. You can't keep telling people stay here and you don't want to. Even though people like us, I don't feel like I want to travel, like I'm just okay here for now. But at least it's not everybody that will have this mindset, right?
Yeah.
And some of them, they feel like, okay, with this my profession, if I am here, I will do better. I will earn much as well. Who doesn't want money? Don't you want money?
We all do need money. Okay, moving forward. So we have a story here that says, Akpom, I'm no quitter. He says this is actually coming from Akpom. And then we also have a story here that says, Bayan to offload money, Cancelo. We'll find that story on page 3 of Punch Sports Extra paper this morning. We also have a story here. Actually, I was opportune to watch this Inter Milan AC Milan match yesterday. I'm not a fan of any of them, but I sat down to say I'm supporting AC Milan, and right in my very face, Princess, they flogged AC Milan 3-0. Like I just have to take myself to bed. I'm serious. But then Inter Milan 3, AC Milan 0, and Nirazzurri advanced to first final since 2010. Okay, well, congrats to him. And then we have a story here that says, Go Busters. Osimhen, Lookman in Serie 18 of season. Osimhen is actually doing well. He's making headlines now in almost all the sports.
Every day,
Osimhen, congrats to you. And then we have a story also that says, Arsenal to move for Concedo, rise in summer. You find that story on page 5 of the Punch Sports Extra this morning. We also have a story here that says Juve make Pogba stands after fresh injury setback. Well, actually, we all know Pogba got a very major injury. And then we find that story on page 3 of the Punch Sports Extra this morning. Finally, we have a story here that says Price Jewel, Chelsea United battle for Orban. Well, they're fighting for Orban. Who gets him? We'll finally see who will get the guy at the end of it. Now, those are some of the stories making waves this morning coming from the Punch Sports Extra this morning. You can do well to pick any of the newspaper. If any of the headline got your attention, go to a newsstand. Get yourself
a copy of that paper. That's a good place to wrap up the reviews this morning. I did promise I was going to come with a guest. Now we'll go on a quick break, and when I return, I'll be coming with my guest. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amari.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Feeling the boy. Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtimes having a clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because
we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani is in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi.
Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no gain.
Ice Prince.
Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Feeling the boy. Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, I'm so attracted. Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtimes having a clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because
we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani is in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi.
Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no gain. All the
Ice Prince.
Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Zamani. I can't wait to rock with
you. Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, I'm so attracting.
On that quick break, like I did promise, I was going to go and come back with a guest. I have my guest here via call with me this morning live. Welcome, sir, to the show. I have with me Mr. Increase Oluwakayode Oluwole Osoro. He is the General Manager of KESSY Automotive Academy, and he is also a presenter on Air Personality. You're welcome to the show, sir. Hello, are you there?
Good morning. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Good morning. You're welcome, sir.
How is Lagos today?
Yeah, well, the weather is friendly. The environment is calm.
Okay. So let's talk about you are the general manager of KESSY Automotive Academy. Tell us about that. Now, we know that with the rate of unemployment, we live in a society where a lot of people want to sit and start waiting for white-collar jobs. A lot of people rely on the government to do things. It's quite thrilling. It's amazing to know that you came up with this idea where you bring in people to know how to do these things. And at the end of the day, of course, they can live on that as well. Now, tell us, what is this KESSY Automotive Academy all about?
Okay, KESSY Automotive Academy is
Hello, are you there? Network issues here and there.
KESSY Academy is the first automotive training academy in the whole of West Africa. We realize that when you tell students to be an apprentice, it doesn't always go well with them.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't always go well with them. So the go there, they do 9 years, 8 years, 10 years. They use 4 years to learn how to buy food in the workshop.
Okay.
So as I said, I started this at a very tender age, like 8 or 5.
Okay.
And I said the best we could do is follow the trend by changing their disposition, changing their thought, and changing their mind on this work. So I decided to create an online class for an online platform where I talk about it, show all the components that it takes in the automobile for them to understand. And after that, we get like 2-3 classes where we start to teach children from the age of 5 till age of 70. So then you have education and you have a satisfied
skill as well.
Certificate in what. Yes.
Wow, that is quite interesting. We know that a lot of people over the years have been saying that no, we don't need to do the theory all the time. Let's do something like a practical as well. So they are actually getting both from this your academy, because we're doing the lectures, we're doing the training, and at the end of the day, they have something to hold on to. That is a very good one, sir. Now, as an automotive expert, how would you cope with a Nigeria high cost of automobile here in Nigeria? Let's go there. I'll come back to your training.
Okay. The high cost of automobile parts and repairs in Nigeria comes in 3 different categories.
Okay.
Right? Number 1, if you concentrate on using the original OEM for your automobile, is extremely high.
Okay.
Then when you go for the aftermarket, it's reasonable for the audience, for the vehicle owners in Nigeria.
Okay.
Then if you go for the might suit your pocket. But if you're getting the aftermarket, make sure you're getting a better one. And if you're getting a Tokumbo, make sure you're getting the one that comes direct from 3 manufacturers in the world.
Okay.
Which from the US, from the Europe, and from the Asia.
Okay.
Okay.
So after these 3 things, then you can have a low cost of maintenance on your vehicle in Nigeria.
Okay, so talking about maintenance, how best can Nigerians care for their automobiles?
You know that we live in a country where there's this I don't know, mindset or so that, okay, like yesterday somebody actually called me to get the parents a car, and he said, in my place they're in Kogi State, and then the roads are bad, so we have to look for a car that will match the roads there. And another thing is that we don't have a mechanic to repair I think the dad was using Sharon. We don't have a mechanic, so each time they want to maintain or do something, they will have to come to Abuja to get the parts. So he's saying I should get a car that they have a mechanic there, like Toyota. Now these are some of the issues Nigerians face. You could see people being in the traffic for a long time, and the next thing over they start having car hitting, overheating, and all that. Now, how best do you think they can care for their automobile?
Okay, caring for automobile in Kogi State is our perception. We've been cloned in Nigeria that the best form of vehicle that we can use for ourselves is Toyota. And I've said it a couple of times. If you want to maintain Toyota, ideally, but like what the manufacturer says, you should maintain Toyota. Let me be honest with you. Maintain to maintain. But because we have the afterpart in Nigeria, people can easily drive Toyota. So if you go to all the 36 states we have in Nigeria, including the FCT, Toyota is everywhere.
Yeah, that's correct.
Each and every state have a car that suits them. But majority prefer Toyota because the mechanic is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Even though we have so many even though we have so many what's it called? Mechanics. You get my point?
Yes.
So I still believe that Toyota is still the best to maintain. But in the northern Nigeria, I think you agree with me, Honda is much more in the northern Nigeria. Now, like a blue state now, they use Audi, for instance. Audi is everywhere there.
Okay.
If you go to somewhere like Akwa Ibom, they have Toyota in there. You come into Lagos, you see all general for Lagos.
Okay.
So
go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, so with all of this, in Kogi State, I think they have Opel, which is known as Opel. They drive Opel in there, and they drive a Sharon as well. But if he's buying for an aged parent, our advice is get the Toyota, like you said.
Okay.
The part is readily available, and the mechanic is readily available. Because if you're taking it off from point A to point B, you know it's going to cost you much. You provide my accommodation, you provide my transportation, and I'm going to come with original spare parts. Okay. So you can as well get a Toyota, but the same Toyota we're getting right now, the one we used to bring into Nigeria before for 1,200,000 now goes for almost 3 million, 4 million.
Oh, okay. Wow.
2005, 2007, 2008, 10, we used to bring it there for 1 million.
Oh. Wow. And also, let's talk about your
1,200,000. So how do you manage this?
Okay. Now let's talk about your academy. How well are the people embracing this? You know, Nigerians were used to that. I know a lot of people also will say this style, this packaging is just top notch, but we'll still have people that say, this might be too much, this might be expensive, or the process. Now, how well are people embracing this?
Yeah, well, majorly the higher people that patronize the school are people that are ready to learn.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
If you go to our tertiary institution in Nigeria, right? I am part of one of those tertiary institutions in Nigeria, and I understand that the practical level is zero. The theory is all concentrated on.
Okay.
Do you get?
Yes.
But I make my own practical interesting that if you come to the school, day 1, day 2, the first 1 week, nobody will chase you. You start to chase yourself. That you need to be in that school.
Okay. Okay. And now we know also. Yes, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, we'll have a little bit of
Hello,
noise.
can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you now.
So this is what we do. We make it interesting for people to say, okay, fine. As a car owner, I want to learn. What do you want to learn? What do you want to understand? What do you know about this automobile?
Okay.
You have been driving car for 4 years. What do you know?
Okay.
We'll now start from your common air filter. We'll tell you how important it is for your air filter.
Okay.
We can tell you your AC filter, how important it is. Then the interesting part is my cameraman will just see the expression in your face. Then he will snap you and snap myself. Then we'll send it to you on WhatsApp once you get to the house. We'll tell you this is the expression when we're teaching you this.
Okay. Wow, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
We like the fact that you're bringing the youths, you're catching them when they're young.
Yeah.
It's now that you'll be able to impact this knowledge, impact these skills, and then tomorrow they're useful to not just themselves but to the society at large. And now when we talk about your academy, how expensive is this? Is it affordable? These are some of the questions.
It's really affordable. You know what people fail to understand is this. When you go to learn this work by the roadside, right, you'll be paying almost 150.
Network is not very friendly today.
200, approve you coming, right? It's still same logic that we follow. We have 5 courses. We have diagnosis, which is 3 months.
Okay.
The 3-month course is just very cheap, which is 150,000 naira. Acceptance form of 10,000 naira. When you pay the 10,000 naira for the acceptance, then you do your 3-month course. You can split your 3 months course to every weekend.
Okay.
For a working class person, and if you want to come into the class Monday through Friday, fine, you're free to come. Then for that, you can diagnose, you can interpret what is wrong with your car. So when you get to your mechanic workshop, you've already diagnosed your car before you get to your house. You have the knowledge of what you want them to do. You can even point it out for them and tell them, okay, this is what the diagnosing machine says. Let's try this method before you try your method. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's for diagnosis. Mechanical is 2 years.
Okay.
We have 16 modules. We share them into modules. What you come to understand is, some people will tell you, okay, it's not 250,000 naira, acceptance fee of 10,000 naira, form of 10,000, that's 270. Fine. They'll pay you those acceptance fee, they'll pay you the 10,000 naira. Then how part pay of their school fee, maybe they pay you 150 or they pay you 180. Before they graduate, they'll pay the remaining one. You know what they do? After they've come to the class for like 2-3 times, clap, they'll now run. They'll say they want to go and start. So you did not short chat. We've educated you on module 1 to module 8.
Okay.
Then the remaining module that you did not learn, it's your own cup of tea. Anytime you come back, fine, you're starting the course afresh. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
That's for mechanical. Then we have the brake, steering, and suspension. That one, you can concentrate on that and make your billions everywhere you go in the world. You can become a brake expert.
Wow.
You can become a steering expert. Yes.
This is quite interesting.
So you can concentrate on that and without having any issues. Anytime, any day. When they tell you you need a mechanic, you just tell them you are an expert on the brake system, steering, and suspension. And people will still patronize you.
This is really interesting.
In the Western world, this is what they do. If you're fixing door, you concentrate on
the
door. You become a door specialist. You can fix 200 doors a day, and they'll pay you your $40 per hour. Now imagine working for 10 hours and you're taking $40. With $1 is in Nigeria currently. You're a big boy or a big girl. Good, yes. If you're concentrating on suspension, you get my point?
Yes.
You fix only shock absorber. And that is what's going to be your specialties.
Because we noticed that here in Nigeria it's difficult. I know that we have quite numbers as well, but I know that when it comes to that thing you mentioned, the suspension is usually a problem here. because I've had issues like 3 times with my mother's car, my brother's car. We try fixing and the thing packed up again. And then, they keep referring you from maybe Warri Delta State to Lagos to Asaba to this where they have the specialists. Now, a lot of people, hello, are you there? Yes, network is not very friendly today. Hello.
It's only Nigerian network that can put us under between man and woman.
Yeah, so you see a lot of people referring, like here. I know somebody also had issues with his car. They had to refer the guy to Lagos. So these are some of the issues. And then you see a lot of mechanics on the streets, yet they are not specialists when it comes to a particular thing, like you're trying to explain now. So I think this is making sense to us that somebody could just graduate from your academy, and we know that they are expert in specializing on brake, on transmission, and any other thing. That is quite amazing. Hello.
Yes, I'm here. I put tax on myself because I've had 1 or 2 challenges with technicians. I don't know if you could hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I put the tax on myself to make something different. It's not by the money, it's by the satisfaction. Do you get my point?
Yes.
If I can lead about 200 experts in this country, I am okay. I am satisfied.
Okay.
If I can lead 200,000, I am okay. I am satisfied. But I just want people to do things differently, the way it should be done right. Do you get my point? Like I tell you, my motto is, my job is not for dirty people, it's for intelligent people. If you're a vehicle owner, when you bring a car to my workshop and I look at it, and I tell you your engine is dirty, some will tell me I don't want to work on a dirty, I don't want to wash my engine because of the challenges I have. I tell you, pay me 5,000 naira, I'll wash the engine, right? If anything comes up, let it be my responsibility.
Yes.
And this is what I do.
But you wouldn't blame them as well. You wouldn't blame us as well, because we know we have a lot of people that you might just leave these things for, and at the end of the day, you hear other stories, something else might just come up. And you know that thing Nigerians are familiar with. I'm sorry, please forgive me. What will you do at that point in time?
Yes, it is. Pick your mouth or not.
Anyway, so yes, let's talk about what are some of the challenges in putting this together, because this is something you said is the first in West Africa.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges? I never knew, for one, I never knew we had automotive academy here in Nigeria. And so when I heard about it, I was impressed. And of course, that's why you're here on the show. What are some of the challenges putting this together or running this?
My sister, the high cost of our economy is one of the most wild things in this country. But if you need to get something done, like what my mom will say, meaning the person that wants to do good will not look at the pain that comes after it.
That is right. Yes.
Good. So it's just discipline that is still keeping me into the business. Nothing.
Wow.
It's not. There are 3 C's in my life: continuity, courage, and
consistency.
The third one has run through my head.
Consistency. You have to be consistent.
Consistency. Thank you so much. That is the third one. And I have a system in my life, right? SYSTEM. I have my own to be: save yourself time, energy, and money.
Wow.
If you want to achieve your goal in Nigeria, you don't wait for anybody.
Of course.
From the little one that you have, you need to divide it into 4 different categories.
Yes.
The people that want to see where you're going to end, because those are not the people that want you to achieve the goal. The second people are the people that said, we need you where you started. And the third one is, let's see where it's going to get to. Why the fourth people will say, keep trying. That is when the courage comes in. Keep trying until when you bring forth the new Nigeria. If you think that the Nigerian system is going to support you to make things work, no. The first thing is God. But then set yourself. You don't sleep day and night. and you need to persist in what you're doing till when you see vision, you can't catch it at the beginning. The more you do it, the more you have an understanding.
That is right.
The more you have an understanding.
That is
if I want to buy books for my students, I used to buy books for $30, $35. So in my pay, I become a writer.
Yes, and let's talk. Yes.
On how to repair cars, how to invest spare parts, the transition of manual gear to automatic, from automatic to electronics. Nigerian economy will not support you to do this, but you need to persist if you need to achieve it. That is it.
That is the spirit. And then let's talk about your book quickly now. I know you also wrote a book as regarding to automotive, right? Automobile. Now, how is that? What is this all about?
Yeah, well, the book is all about my students.
Okay.
Yes, it is subsidized price for my students.
Okay.
The book is not just yes, so that when my student need material, as you come in as a student, you have 3 different books. I have 10 handouts.
Okay.
You have understanding automobile repairs. It depends on the course you want to do. If you want to do mechanical for 2 years, you have the book, the understanding automobile repairs, and you have the transition of manual gear to automatic, from automatic to electronics. Then you have 10 handouts. And in this book, wrong book, where you went at the same trouser. This is when start from my book. You know, they said if you want to hide something, hide it in books for an African man. I don't believe in that. I give you the book. The book is for you to go to your house and do revision. Because every time you come into class 3 times a week, I do practical twice a week.
Okay.
We don't have the space now that you accommodate everybody, so we'll break it down. For a mechanical student to come into class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you go for practical Thursday, Friday. If you have a chance on Saturday, you can join us. So if the mechanical students are on class for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the electrical students are in the workshop doing their practical for what you call for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So the diagnostic student comes in, they are in their class. The other ones are doing their practical. That's how we try to accommodate as many as we can accommodate.
Wow, that's interesting to know that you're not just a lecturer, you're not just the GM of that academy, but you're also writing books to encourage the students and, of course, to make sure that they learn, like, we move past the era of if you want to hide anything, if you from Nigerians, hide it in a book. At least now we know that people are changing the narrative. That's a very good one. We appreciate you. This is a way of also doing your part in the society, helping the government as well. We can't leave everything for the government. You're carrying the youths along, and that is something we should all applaud. Well done, sir. And then before we let you go, let's talk about the hike in custom duties. You are into this field. How is that working? I think Nigerians are now moving away from the foreign used cars gradually because the rate, the percentage is very high. What's your take on this?
The Nigerian system is, I don't know what I'm going to use to qualify the Nigerian government or the Nigerian customs. I told you in the beginning of this program. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I told you something in the beginning of this program that the car we used to bring in for 850 now has gone to a car that we buy for 3,700,000, 3,800,000. Nigerian customers are not trying and the Nigerian government are not trying. The Corona that we used to clear for 300,000, so buy for $1,000, we ship to $600. Right? You get to the Nigeria, we clear for 300,000, and we clear 2,100,000. So now tell me how will a common civil servant can afford the car of 2007? And the manufacturers in Nigeria are doing one thing. They are trying to build cars for us, but we are still not going to go to them together.
But I don't mean building smaller cars. I know that the cars I've seen so far, innocent vehicles are GBV cars. How many people will be able to afford this kind of cars?
Yeah. 5 million. I think the cheapest you can get from Innocent is about 5 million. And there's a company I'm trying to work out a synergy with.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me. There's a company I'm trying to work a synergy with.
Okay.
I think they can still get us a car, a brand new car, but very small.
But as yes.
Like us.
But as we speak right now, we know that this new custom tariff, the duty is so high that a lot of people are moving away from. Like I said yesterday, somebody actually wanted me to get a car for the parent, and I said, I don't think I can stick my money at this point. I don't, even your money, I don't think, because at the end of the day, when I tell you this is the clearing rate, you want to think I'm eating your money, or I am trying to just yes, play smart one on you.
What kind of car does the person want? You can bring it.
He is looking at RAV4 or Highlander. Either one is fine. Any of them is fine.
What is the person's budget? The first question is, what is the person's budget?
The
cheapest Highlander you can see now, right?
Yes.
The cheapest Highlander you can see right now as I speak to you. It depends on the year. From 2008
okay,
upward, you should be budgeting about 8 million, 9 million.
Wow. I think I should take care of my car because like I'm scared right now. I don't know where we're going to. And then you just think, okay, anytime I'm tired of this car, we'll just bring another one. But the way things are really going, the shipping, the clearing rates, and funny enough, Mr. Increase, we get those cars at a price that is a little bit fair over there. Even the shipping, we know shipping it's a normal price. It's not like today they increase, tomorrow they increase. I know the last time I checked, it was $1,200 if you're using Green Money. And at the end of the day, in Nigeria here, the car gets here, and a lot of people are not able to clear. They start paying for demurrage, and at the end of the day, they lost the cars. Now, how do you think we can even better this? Because that sector, I don't know what's happening there, but with this increase, I think people there are not even doing well. The agents also, when you call Lagos, they are going in. Everybody is crying about the new tariff. So what do we do? What's your advice?
The tariff is unfriendly, but in honesty, our people are not sincere.
Okay.
Do you understand? Nigerian customer had their price in clearing, but what the agent had to rate is almost what the customer is charging.
Okay.
Yes, they'll tell you they sort this, they sort that, they sort this. It's not all agents that sort.
And don't forget also that a lot of them go through the back door. Sometimes they will clear in a way that a layman will not understand. And when you're taking the car across states, that is when you get to know the truth. Custom will just stop you and say, this car was undeclared, and so we have to take the car. You have to go and start paying and all that. How do we move above this?
Majority of our dealers, that's what they do.
Okay.
If they have 100, agents for clearing, they don't pay full charge to the Nigerian government.
Okay.
It's not only Nigerian government that have the problem. It's not only customs that have the problem. But the individuals that are clearing these cars are not sincere to the masses of Nigeria.
Wow. Yes.
So me, I have a way of doing my car. Like, I can't say that on air.
Yes, that is something certainly we're going to discuss after the show. But what do you think we do?
I have a way of bringing my car,
okay,
and I pay my custom duties, and I can drive the car from any state to any state without no stress.
Okay.
When customer asks me a question, I'll gladly give them the paper to hold it and look at it. I don't want police to disturb me. I register the car in Abuja or I register in Lagos number. You understand?
Okay.
So because if you're coming with car without number plate right now, by law you are not meant to pay Nigerian police anything. But
yes.
From the time you set down to Ibadan Express Road, you start paying money till when you get to Abuja.
That is true. And then the last time I went with a dealer, he had to start changing bulk of money that he's going to give till we get to Abuja, and that was exactly what happened.
If Nigerian police are extorting us, we don't have anything to say. Nigerian custom, your paper you pay full, you do not pay full, they'll tell you custom on duty.
So what do you think we do, Mr. Increase? What do you think we do?
So, in all of this, we'll keep praying for this country. We'll still keep praying for the government to do the right thing by throwing them in on the 29th of this month. May God touch their heart.
That is the prayer. That is the prayer.
But I have the way of bringing my own car. A car that dealer is going to charge you, like, I just came up with RS350, 2008 model. We saw it in Nigeria, they said 8.5 million for RS350. The car that we used to buy and ship into Nigeria and clear for 3 million.
That is really on the high side.
As that this thing now is 2 weeks ago. I was shocked when I got to Bega. I saw the car for 8.5 million with their head high. I said, how much did you buy this car? I know the funniest thing, most of those cars are salvage cars from US.
We know.
They'll not bring them down to Nigeria, they get
publish
and they'll have the price. And I decided to do the way I want to do it. And how much I brought in the car for 6,500,000. I have the way of bringing in my cars, and I have the way of having genuine duty. I won't short pay, and I want my hair to. I like my sleep.
That is true. People should learn to do things the right way, no matter what is involved. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Increase Oluwakayode Oluwole Osoro, for being on the show this morning. I've been speaking with him. He's the General Manager of KESSY Automotive Academy. Of course, he is well grounded when it comes to automobile. Quite interesting topic, sir. Something we don't do on a regular basis. Is an also on air personality. He's a presenter like myself as well. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Hopefully, I'm going to bring you on a full segment. This is just the timing is not too short to discuss. We have a lot to discuss when it comes to automobiles. So we'll bring you again on the show. Thank you for being on the show all the way from Lagos. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mom. I celebrate you too.
Thank you.
And have a beautiful working day ahead.
You too, sir. Have a lovely day ahead. Yes, I've been on the phone with Mr. Increase Oluwakayode Oluwole Osoro. He is the manager of KESSY Automotive Academy, also on air personality like ourselves here. Quite interesting to know that he's well grounded. He's not just a presenter, but he's doing something, carrying the youth along. Yeah. So we appreciate him. Not everyone will want to do that. I like the fact that he's catching them young at this age when they learn. And you know, when you meet those kind of people, mechanic, it's not a regular mechanic. These ones are clean. They don't even want to work on it. If your car is dirty, they even look you somehow. Before you go there, I think you have to go and wash your car, put air freshener there, and you go and meet them, because of course they went through a process. They are graduates. They are not your regular. I really love that. These are the kind of things we want to be seeing here in Nigeria. These are the things the white people do. So I think it's quite interesting.
It's okay if we do it.
Yes. And look at this. The car that was being sold for 4 million is now 8 something. Please, if you have a car, take care of that car. Pamper that car. Please, the tariff, the customs duty, the rate, the increase is just too much. And we really do hope that the incoming administration will do something to cut down drastically. A lot of people are crying on a daily basis. That would be a good place to wrap up the show. It's been a fun ride with you, Pa. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers, for being with us this morning. We appreciate your time. And before we go, don't forget to hit on the notification bell.
Share and like our page.
Invite somebody.
A lot of entertainment is going on here. Let's be a change.
Yes, let that person you bring, and let that person continue to bring. Hit on the notification bell. And also, while you're at there, stay safe. You have to drive carefully, obey the traffic rules. And don't forget our Nigerian Week London that is fast approaching. We're just counting weeks to that event. Do well to book your stand, your tickets, and of course, be part of that event. It's going to be fun. We're going there to showcase us as a people. You know how beautiful we are, the colors, the food, the film, the music, and of course, the business opportunities. Do well to be part of that event. We're going to London to tell them how far, know how it will look like. Be part of that event. And also, while you are out there, remember,
peace is priceless.
So let's give peace a chance. I remain yours truly, Princess KESSY.
And I am Patience OKOSUN.
See you tomorrow.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked